Hey guys, 2B 3D here with you again. I really want to start working on this Chaos Marine helmet. Looks pretty cool. Right in the middle of working on this other one, Space Marine, the first Space Marine helmet by Yosh Studios. Really awesome helmet. Making that one for my nephew, but as you know, ran into some issues. So, got parts for that one in the P1S right now, and I know that a lot of people only have that size printer, a 256 cube build area. And making a helmet like this on a printer that size is not always that easy. Luckily, places like Yosh Studios will cut these things up into lots of pieces so that you can do them on small printers. I've been trying to do my helmets all in one piece, finding ways to orient them in the P1S or on an A1. And recently I got a Soval SV08, which makes things like that a lot easier. Not everybody has a 350 millimeter cube build area like the Soval SV08. So we're going to try to do this Chaos Marine helmet on just a regular size printer. Actually, why don't we try to do the whole thing on an A1, on a bed slinger? Oh man, the problems I've had with those bed slingers, I mean, we're looking at one right now. Layer shifts on all the eyes that I've been making for these Deadpool and Ladypool today. I had 5 or 6 sets on there, and everyone had a layer shift. I'm letting these run out to the end, but you can see right in the middle of the lens there, and right there on that one. We'll get better video of it later. Let's get back to this Chaos Marine helmet. See if we can get this thing figured out. Boy, it sure is a cool looking helmet. And we will take a look here. I'm sure we got some files from Yosh Studios. Let's take a look at the whole thing here. Sure is a lot of parts. But I guess that's what's going to make it easy to print, right? Hopefully a lot of these parts can fit together on one build plate. Maybe we can get a whole bunch of them going on the SV08. I guess we'll have to see how that goes. Let's take a look here at all the parts and all the cuts. Hopefully this helmet is cut up into at least 2, but maybe 4 parts. And it looks like we're going to have 4 parts to the main helmet. 1, 2, and there's the other 2 right there. Let's take a look at these. Man, that sure does make everything easy. Of course, we're going to have lines where we glue these together right here and across the middle and along the back. But I guess we're planning on painting this, doing some sanding, some filling, some painting, and hopefully we'll come up with something cool like this. Man, that would be awesome. Of course, this is the one we want it to look like. Well, that's the goal. And I guess you got to start somewhere, so let's take a look at the helmet parts and see if we can get one going. Let's open up helmet part 1. Bambu Studio. While that's opening, I might as well close these other windows that we have. Stuff that I was working on for the Space Marine helmet. Some of these things are done already. Still got to print those out. And of course we got the skulls going right now. Those should be done pretty soon. Had a little issue with those failing at first because I was using the standard supports and just did not want to work with that bronze filament. But now we got them running with tree supports and they're working great. So let's go ahead and get that closed out. Here's that first part of the Space Marine helmet. If you didn't know how to center your build plate on your screen, it's Control 0. A lot of this stuff I had to learn on my own because people just don't talk about it in their videos. Wow, having this helmet cut like this is really going to make it super easy to print. Not really going to have a whole lot of layer lines on the top where you really want to end up having it smooth when you finish it out. So that's great. And with this part right here pointing straight up, that's going to print out really nicely. I had a problem here. You can see right in there. It did not want to print that overhang. And that would be a pain to clean out of that tiny little space. So we're going to print this on an A1. We're going to print this at a 0.16 high quality. I want to have less apparent layer lines, but what the high quality option does for you is it also slows things down. And that helps out a lot with these A1s. And this part still may fail because of how fast they move. We might have to go back and redo it tomorrow at a slower speed. But we're going to try it just like it is. And I'm going to go with 3 wall loops because we know this one over here did not do too good with only 2. Take a look at the supports here. Just going to run tree, auto, organic. I'm going to change the top Z distance to 0.19. That really helps the supports come off easier and leaves less scarring, but it still gives you excellent support. I also like to change the interface pattern to concentric. That seems to help things be a little bit smoother on the part, and it helps the supports come off a little easier. I'm just going to slice it like that. Since this helmet's cut into 4 parts, we can build a 100% size helmet, which is really difficult on these machines with a 256 cube build area. This helmet, I was able to get on the P1S build plate. I had to orient it at an angle like this and like this, and it fit just fine, but you can't do that with all helmets. And I'm assuming that's why they cut this one down into 4 pieces. It's probably not that easy to fit. It's probably a larger helmet. So let's go ahead and just run this. I got this A1 over here doing nothing. Got some Elegoo black. Might as well just run it in Elegoo black, right? Painting it anyway. Make sure we choose the right AMS slot. It's going to want you to make sure, confirm, and we're on. We're on our way. Off to the races, guys. I guess soon we'll be making a video about these. And this Bambu PLA support material. Got some tips for you on using that. Let's hope this comes out the way we want it to, guys. I want to have a really cool Chaos Marine helmet to go along with a really cool Space Marine helmet. We'll see you next time. 2B 3D out.